In today's video, we'll have a look at the AQA GCSE Spanish photocard question, breaking it down and looking at top tips to get a grade 9. So what does a speaking exam look like? There will be 3 parts to your speaking exam. Part 1 is the role play question, which is worth 15 marks. Part 2 is the photocard question, which is worth 15 marks. And Part 3 is a general conversation, which is worth 30 marks. For your exam, you'll have 12 minutes preparation time, where you'll have the chance to prepare what you're going to say for the role play and the photocard question. You'll have some lined paper, so you'll be able to write down exactly what you want to say, and you'll be able to bring that into your speaking exam. Your speaking exam is normally conducted by your teacher as well, and that should take around 7 to 9 minutes. Let's have a look at an example here. As you can see, this is what you will be presented with when you're in the preparation room. There'll be a card like this, it will have a photo on it, and there will be 3 questions that you have to prepare. After those 3 questions, you can expect to be asked 2 spontaneous questions by your teacher. So tip 1 is to get to know the mark scheme. So here is the AQA Mark Scheme for the photocard question, which is the same for higher and for foundation. Let's have a look at the top band, level 5, which is the 13 to 15 mark band, which I've highlighted in yellow, because that's where we want to focus on. Can you see it says develops most answers in the top line there? That's a really key thing. So as examiners, we are told to listen out for students who respond to each of the questions with 3 sentences, which include a verb. For example, for the first question on the photo card, ¿Qué hay en la foto? What's in the photo? If you respond with something like, hay una familia, there is a family. Están caminando, they are walking. Están en la playa, they are on the beach. Then that's classed as 3 sentences with a verb, and that would be classed as a developed response. If you are doing that for all the questions that you know are going to come up, the 3 questions, then you will end up getting the 13 to 15 marks. Don't worry too much about the 2 spontaneous questions. As long as you answer those with a short, simple sentence, that's absolutely fine. Another thing to have a look at is where it says, he or she gives and explains an opinion. Always try to make sure that you've included an opinion in one of your responses. That can be something as simple as, me gusta el cine, I like the cinema, if that's what the question is asking about, but something that fits in with the context. Don't forget the opinion. Tip 2, revise key language. So a good tip here is to try to memorise or familiarise yourself with these phrases. Your teacher will most likely have introduced you to this idea of PALM. People, action, location or mood. There's lots of different variants that lots of teachers use. So for example, for the first question, ¿Qué hay en la foto? What is there in the photo, which you will always come across? See if you can answer something to do with people, action, location or mood. So you could say, hay una mujer, there's a woman. There most likely will be somebody in the photo, so you can always refer to the person. What are they doing? What action are they doing? Están comiendo, están bebiendo, están llevando. What are they wearing? So if you remember your closed words, you're okay with that one. The location, I always say to my GCSE students, well, if you memorise they are outside or they are inside, you will most likely be able to use one of those phrases in your exam, okay? And then for the mood as well, en mi opinión, están contentos o están tristes. In my opinion, they are happy or they are sad. You can tend to apply that to most photos. So these are a few little tricks and hacks. If you familiarise yourself with this language, you'll do very well for the first question in the photo card. Tip 3, add an opinion. So for this one, like I was saying before, to develop a response to your questions, you have to write 3 short sentences with a verb. Well, if you're really struggling, can you just add an opinion? For example, if it said, What did you do for your last birthday is the question. Could you say, I went to the cinema, I went with my friends, I like the cinema. If you're struggling for ideas, just add an opinion on the end. Tip 4, último versus próximo. These two words will most likely come up in one of the questions on your photo card. Último means the last and próximo means the next. So watch out for these tricks, because if it asks you, ¿Qué hiciste para tu último cumpleaños? What did you do for your last birthday? It's looking for a past tense response. However, if it said, ¿Qué vas a hacer para tu próximo cumpleaños? What are you going to do for your next birthday? It's looking for the future tense, so don't get these mixed up. Tip 5, make the most of the prep time. So like I was saying before, you will get 12 minutes preparation time. If you look at what we've talked about so far, for the photo card question, you have to develop your responses. So you may need a little bit more time to prepare for this part of the exam than the other part, which is the role play. So what I always say to my GCSE students is, start off by preparing the role play question, which requires quite short, simple responses. Then try and spend a little bit longer on the photo card because that's where you want to show off your language. Tip 6, timings matter. As an examiner, we are told for the foundation tier to stop marking your responses after 2 minutes is up. For higher, we are told to stop marking your responses after 3 minutes is up. So be really careful. You don't want to spend too long answering the questions to the photo card. You want to make sure you've answered them all within 2 minutes for foundation and 3 minutes for higher. Otherwise, what you say after that time will not count. So to finish off the video, how can you revise? One tip is to look at lots of examples of photo card questions in past exam papers or in your revision guides. Can you spot any patterns in the types of questions that keep coming up? Another tip is time yourself. Have a go at answering all three questions on the photo card in 6 minutes. If you keep repeating this process, you'll get quicker and quicker each time. And finally, don't forget to practice writing your 3 short sentences in response to each question. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe for more videos on how to get a grade 9 in your GCSE Spanish exams. Bye!